We're standing a candidate in Auckland City, and we've been impressed with him because he's a good man. And in fact, that's what we're looking for. Somebody who'll actually stand for the things that we think are important, and somebody who won't just, be bought like the mainstream media. I'll invite him up and let him have a word.
We're here to talk about our medical services, and in particular to those special doctors from NZDSOS and the nurses also associated with that, who've stood up for the integrity of our system at their own personal cost. We are subject at the moment to medical tyranny. We have a government that is out of control and a government that will pass any legislation that will benefit them and their friends, not us. Under the New Zealand Bill of Rights, our rights under that Act have been absolutely trodden on. So Rock the Vote will endorse a national health review, and it will involve the people in the system. And we will ensure that the doctors and nurses actually have a say in how that system works and how that system is rebuilt, because at the moment it is dysfunctional. We will also stop international organisations such as the World Health Organization from putting their tentacles into our health system. Our health system is for us, the people of New Zealand. We will also stop any connection with the pandemic treaty that the World Health Organization is currently working on. Because what it does is it takes away any responsibility and control from our government, and it imposes that directly into the World Health Organization if there is a pandemic. We lose complete control over how we respond. We will end all mandates, and believe me, they are still in place, specifically for the medical system, the health system and the education system. They have been taken out of almost every country in the world, but New Zealand still has them, and it is just wrong. There's at least 1,800 doctors and at least 1,500 nurses, and I say at least because I don't know what the actual top number is. But those people should be back in our health system, providing the services that they're trained, qualified and passionate about providing. The Defence Force and the New Zealand Police took a case against the government, against the mandates, and our New Zealand court found that those mandates were both illegal and they did not work effectively. So if they're illegal for the Defence Force, if they're illegal for the New Zealand Police, how is it possible, and that's all based on human rights, that was the outcome of the court case. So how can it possibly be legal, ethical or effective to impose those same mandates on our doctors, nurses and teachers? The next thing we'll do is we will repeal the COVID-19 Health Response Act. And the reason we will is because it's not a bill that looks after the health of New Zealand. It's a draconian bill that allows them to put restrictions on our society that do not affect the outcomes of a pandemic. We also already have a bill and a plan in place. It was put in place in 2006 after SARS 1. It's called the New Zealand Pandemic Preparedness Plan. But just this week, our government passed the Therapeutic Products Bill. So the tyranny is still alive. Those people are still doing whatever they like. So we...
reading or the whole bill?
Sorry?
Was it just a reading of the bill? Or was it
No, it's been passed.
the whole thing's
Yeah. And
against all our wishes?
against all our wishes, yes. So this bill has race-based exemptions and it is focused solely on big pharma. So they're not worried about what you and I feel. You're not worried about what you and I need. They're worried about what big pharma is telling them to do. So Rock the Vote will repeal the Therapeutic Products Bill. The other thing that The other thing that we will do is we will remove all race-based health provision out of the health system, and we will replace it with a needs-based health system. So the other thing that we are really passionate about is that we will repeal the euthanasia and abortion bills that have been passed in this country. This country has got world's worst abortion bills. I've got to get mixed up between abortion and euthanasia. But we've got the worst abortion. Same thing, different end of the spectrum, I get that. But we do. We have the most unregulated abortion laws in the world. And euthanasia is not that far behind. And I know for a fact that they are looking at reviewing the constraints within that legislation for euthanasia. So, I want to get back to the New Zealand Bill of Rights Act. It gives us two particular rights with regards to medical treatment. It gives us the rights not to be exposed to experimental medical procedures. The second right is it gives us the right to refuse any medical treatment that we don't want to undertake. Now that has been absolutely squashed by the COVID-19 Health Response Bill, and that is why that bill has to go. When a doctor or a nurse becomes a health professional, they take a Hippocratic oath, and the very primary important factor of that Hippocratic oath is to first do no harm. Now these New Zealand doctors speaking out with science, and the nurses, they've taken a very, very principled and self-sacrificing stance. A lot of them have given up their practices or can no longer work in their practices because either their licence has been suspended or they won't take the jab that's been mandated, so they've been legally side-shifted out of the system. So we have to take our hat off to these people. These people are a beacon to us. They show us that we need to stand up. We need to take a stance against this government for the illegal ways in which they are controlling our lives and controlling the services that these wonderful people who are passionate about the job they do, that we have to stand for and with them against this government. The next thing that we believe is we believe that we, as potential politicians, have a responsibility to look after the well-being of our children and our teenagers. And to that end, we must remove all sexuality and relationship training and gender training out of our schools. It is doing harm to our children. That is a basic fact. And to take that one step further, we will make the provision and the promotion of therapies, hormone treatments and sex change treatments for people of 18 years and under a crime. We will make it illegal. Those children should be protected from these people who are being driven from external forces like Big Pharma, who make money for life out of these people that go through these therapies and sex change. They ruin these kids' lives. They steal their childhood for a starter, but they ruin these kids' life for the rest of their life. Okay, before I get any further excited, we are here to hear from New Zealand doctors speaking out with science and nurses, and from the Public Health Alliance. So I'll take a couple of questions if there are any, but I will refer you to our website. We do have extensive policies around health and a lot more, but please, you'll have seen these as you come in. Our Rock the Vote website address here, and also on these cards. If you just scan the QR code, it will take you to our website. So please go along, and if you're not already a member of two political parties, join us, join the fight, and help us to protect our kids. So, thank you very much, and I just say, when it comes time to vote, please take that responsibility seriously. If you're in Auckland Central, vote for me, vote for Rock the Vote, because we are your people. And apart from that, if you're not, wherever you are, Party Vote Freedoms New Zealand, because we are a component party of that movement, and voting them will get our representative one step closer to getting into Parliament to represent you with a voice that won't be stolen. So thank you very much for coming, and I hand you over to the